Is it?
Hello?
Hi, can you see and hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Oh, it's working! Ah, sweet. All right.
Who is that?
We're in business. We're in business.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I got really stressed out there for a while.
That's okay. You know what? We could see and hear you perfect, so that was okay. All right. So I guess like what we do is we just start off from the top. We just kind of ask like how you got started in powerlifting, early mentors, who inspired you, stuff like that, regular stuff. And I know some of it because I actually run the IPF Instagram. And remember that Q&A you did for the IPF Instagram? That was me. That was me. So I think you were saying you had been powerlifting 3 or 4 years. You picked it up quick, right?
Yeah, probably 3.5 now.
Which is crazy because you pick it up really fast. So how did you start powerlifting?
Well, I wasn't doing any physical activity whatsoever.
Really? Whatsoever?
I was more of a party girl.
Wow, okay.
Never been into sports. Never did sports in my upbringing in my youth.
Yeah.
So my sister wanted me to join her at the gym.
Yeah.
She thought it was time for me to get some exercise.
Yeah. And then that was it?
Yeah. I found that I liked the strength training. I wanted muscles from the start.
Yeah.
And I found a personal trainer, and she was competing in bikini fitness.
Yeah.
But she helped me with the squat and bench press and deadlift, like from the first time we worked together.
That's good.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of thanks to my sister and that personal trainer that I got started.
And then, did you ended up with a powerlifting coach after that?
Yes. I started training with the personal trainer in March 2013.
Okay.
And in July, I was doing 130 in squats, 130 kilos.
Kilos, yeah. Holy smokes. That's quick, man. Okay.
Yeah. And she was kind of small. She was a small girl, like a bikini girl. So she was basically saying she couldn't spot me anymore.
She was like, this isn't safe for either one of us.
No.
We have to see other people. That's right.
And she was a good person too. She wanted me to develop. So she suggested that I find myself a powerlifting club. And I picked the first one the closest one.
Yeah.
And I found, I don't know if I would call him a trainer, but he was definitely my coach, Mascot Ahlqvist.
Yeah.
And I also met my current partner there, and he's been also helping me and coaching me since day one, basically. So those two people, I would say, made a very big change at that time.
Yeah. So they compete. Your head coach, he competes and has like a big powerlifting background, or?
Yeah, he's been into powerlifting for 30 years, I think.
Ooh,
but after a year and a half that I worked with him, he moved to Russia. So he's a strength trainer for a hockey team in Russia.
Ah, see, that's one of our rivals, Canada, Russia for hockey, and Sweden too. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he's working with Locomotive now.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Arvid Lind, my partner, he took over the coaching part at that time. This was in January this year.
Okay.
And I also started to do my own programming.
That was my next question. Who does your programming? So you do. How do you do your programming? Is it like a 1 rep max, RPE? How do you like to do it?
Well, I would call it that my training is auto-regulated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't follow like RTS or anything. I show up at training and I feel like, okay, how's my body feeling today? What do I need to do? what training block am I in? Am I doing volume? Am I doing tapering?
Okay,
I go from,
So you'll come in there already knowing, okay, this is a volume block. So will you already tell yourself, I'm doing 3 sets of 10? Or will you decide that day, you know what? 3 sets of 10. Like how?
Well, I've been doing it differently. Like you said, I can start warming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this today because this is how it feels.
Already?
And it usually turns out to be a pretty good session. I don't need to like push myself very, very hard since I enjoy training so much. So I usually get in a good amount of volume, anyways.
Yeah.
But now the recent weeks I've been more structured and deciding beforehand.
Yeah.
So I've been training for 3.5 years. So I think I need to try out different ways to do it.
And so I just want to back it up a second because it boggles my mind that you've come so far in 3.5 years. Like you broke IPF world records in the Open. So how quickly did you become national champion? How quickly did you make it to the world championships? Like this happened fast.
Yeah, my first year, I think. Well, I started at this powerlifting club in August, and in April, I think it was in April, I did 180 kilo squats.
Which is like a 400 pounds for American friends. That's crazy.
Yeah, but then I broke my rib.
Whoa!
During that squat.
Okay, holy smokes. Okay.
That's my conclusion that things should not go that fast.
Yeah.
You need more than muscles to powerlift. So that was a big setback, and I had to work a lot from. It took a long time to heal.
Yeah.
And well, in July, I think I'm getting the dates wrong now. I think I'm skipping a year here.
So that was your second year then that you hit a 400.
You let me correct myself.
Yeah.
For a while, but my first national competition, I got the silver medal because the rib was at the time I had that busted rib.
Yeah.
And then let me see, 2013 August. Right. I busted 2 ribs. So the first rib was in October.
You sound like a boxer when you're talking about it. I had a broken rib going into the nationals.
Because I had the belt really high, like up here.
Yeah.
So I think when my form was probably really bad. I haven't seen any videos on it, but I suppose I started, like hanging over the belt.
Yeah.
But I healed pretty quickly. Probably just a small bruise the first time, and then the second time it was a bigger bruise or like a crack. I don't know what you call it in English. In April, I was in a lot of pain, and but I managed to win the silver medal in July after that.
I got you. So did you go to the IPF Worlds that year, or was it the next year that was your first IPF Worlds?
2015 was my first Worlds.
Is that right? Okay. And then when you broke your first IPF world record, how long had you been squatting? Because it was a squat that you broke the world record, right?
Yes, that was at the European Championships 2016 in March.
So like 3 years and you broke a world record?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty good. So would that be, which probably your biggest, is that your biggest accomplishment, you think? Is that world record?
Yeah, I think so, because I was having such a good feeling doing it. I've been doing bigger numbers in training, but the feeling at the time was I had a really positive mindset. I had the best kind of people around me, and I just put a really good training period behind me. So I think I was feeling very, very confident and happy and just pleased in general with everything. So the moment is it was a good moment, but I think my biggest accomplishment was the first bronze medal I won at the first World Championships in 2015, because I worked so hard to get over my anxiety about competing.
Yeah.
For that meet, so I was so proud of myself for just being able to stand there at all.
I mean, it must be a lot of anxiety, just because a lot of people, when they get to the level that you're at, it can take some people 10 years, and for you to do it so quickly, and all of a sudden, wow, there's Kimberly Walford, or there's whoever you're going against, like, holy smokes. And you weren't just there just to compete. You were actually out squatting like the best of the best. Like, you were outlifting some of the best in the world. So it would be like, whoa, this happened quick. Yeah. You know, like overnight almost, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had huge expectations on myself, especially that first a year and a half. 2014 and 15 was kind of a difficult time for me. I see myself as a novice, but still wanting to, compete against the best, like you say. Yeah. It's very reasonable when you think about it. So I've had to work a lot to adjust that expectation.
Yeah. What are some of your future expectations? Because you're young, and looking in the rest of your division, I mean, Kimberly's in her prime right now, and Kimberly's like super strong, but she's I think she's born in 78, so she's a good 10 years older than you, and she can't be on top forever, right? And you're entering your prime. Wow, maybe she will be on top. Who knows? I don't know, but But what are some of your goals?
She liked my photo on Instagram today. I was like squealing.
Yeah. So do you look up to her, or is she like a competitive rival?
No, I don't see her as a rival. I see her as more of an idol.
Yeah. And what's it like to compete against an idol, though? Is it kind of mixed emotions? Because you gotta try to beat her sometimes, right? So.
Well, what I've been trying to do, competing so far, is to think only of myself at the meet. I don't. Well, the coach, he's the one in Russia. He still coaches the national team. He won't even let me see the other people lift, which is a good idea, I think.
Yeah, it is. It is a good idea. I think so.
So I go to a meet and I have a plan for myself and I stick to it. So I don't look at the other people's numbers, and because that would probably that wouldn't work very well for me. I think
it can get in your head, right? It can get in your head. It's
so when I pulled my last deadlift, the 2 times Kimberly been at the same meet, I pull my last deadlift and then I run to see hers and
and you know what? It's funny because you're saying Kimberly is an idol of yours. You'll like what she says about you in our interview. She thinks highly of you. She give you props. She thinks highly of you. Yeah, for sure. So you'll like it. You'll like it. So, so what do you think are some of your future goals? Like this year, obviously the World Championships more than likely.
Yes.
And you've broken a world record. You won gold medal in the squat.
Yes.
What was your best medal in terms of the three lift? Is it you got a silver in the last one? Was it?
Yes, silver overall.
Yeah. So the only thing really left is that gold medal, right? Isn't that the only one left for you? You've done it all so quickly. You got to keep marching forward, right?
I think Kimberly has like 40 kilos on me in the total. So, I don't know, 40 kilos sounds like
it's a lot.
Years of training to me.
How old are you?
27.
27. So so you're about 10 years younger. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time to go. Is there other people that you're watching that you see coming up that you think, oh, I better keep my eye on this person?
Well, there's always going to be those kind of aspiring lifters, and of course there's a lot of talent around in the world, and I see powerlifting especially the raw division is a growing sport. In Sweden it's been exploding for the last few years, so absolutely the competition is probably just going to get harder.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, but like I said, the same thing, the same focus that I have in the meets to only see to my own results. I think it applies to training as well. To be able to, enjoy training for something that I do for the sake of myself and my own well-being and all that stuff. I think it motivates me more to just see to my own progress and not look so much at other people.
They say, like a lot of sports guys say, the best way to alleviate stress and anxiety is focus what you have control on. And you only have control over what you do. You don't have control over what anybody else does. So if you worry too much about other people, you put stress that, I mean, you can't, there's nothing you can do about that anyways, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel much pressure from your country and from like the town you're in and stuff like that?
Because Sweden's actually pretty strong. Sophia Loft, you guys are turning into a powerlifting nation now. Yeah.
We have some absolutely talented lifters, especially on the women's side. We did very well on the past few international Raw championships that we entered as a national team. I just been spending the weekend with the national team doing some physical evaluations together.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Do you train with Sophia often, or like how close are you guys in Sweden?
Well, she used to live in Gothenburg, where I live. She was training at the club when I started powerlifting. She was already
that helps.
Really far ahead in her progression at that time. So, but now she lives in another city that is kind of close by. So I talked to her on the phone earlier today. I talked to her a lot. But we don't really have that much time to see each other and train together. But that is definitely beneficial.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You got one of the best in the world as a training partner. That's got to help, right?
Absolutely.
And does it help a little bit of confidence when you show up as a team and you got people like Sophia Loft and she's got you? It helps a little bit, right?
Yeah, sure, it does. Since I'm a nervous wreck during the
Is that right?
Yeah, I am. I just sit on my chair and I repeat to myself, like, this is fun, this is fun.
I like this. I like this.
I like this. This is good. Yeah. Sophia has been one of the people who's been helping me a lot to just relax and have fun. I ask her, like, can you please just joke a bit with me? So, make me just relax. And she's been helping out a lot. Yeah.
Do you have to cut weight to get into your weight class leading into competitions, or no, not really? Do you have to water load or anything?
Well, right now I'm currently at 72 kilos or around. Yeah. But when you start increasing the intensity, I found that the body seems to gain a lot. Water, I suppose. Yeah. So I always get really stressed out about that, because then I will usually go up to maybe 74. And I think I have to go on a diet every time. And then I start tapering and I lose it. So I just need to get that in my head.
Because that's not too bad, because 74 kilos, just 2 kilo would be, like, worst case scenario, 2 kilo of water is not too bad.
Nah.
Yeah.
Do you have a pretty strict diet?
Yeah, do you count macros? Whoa, no, okay. I guess not. Okay, that's good. Nice.
I ate chicken today, and spinach.
Okay.
So no, it's pretty strict. It's not strict that in that way that I count macros, but I just try to feel good, I suppose. I like vegetables, so they're a big part of my diet because I think they're tasty.
I hate vegetables. I have to force myself to eat a vegetable. Like,
really?
Oh man, my girlfriend's got to hide it in my food like I'm a kid. Terrible. If it's up to me, I count my macros on my Fitness Pal, and my girlfriend will be at work checking my macros. Like, you eat like cookies and potato and that's it. Like, you peanut butter. There's not a vegetable in sight. Yeah, I'm terrible.
Well, if it fits my macros.
If it fits my macros, that's what I said. It fits my macros. Like, man. Yeah. Does it help you when you say your partner, did you mean your boyfriend? That's your boyfriend there?
Yes.
Okay. So does it help? I know for myself, my girlfriend powerlifts as well. and it helps huge when you're training. They're totally on board, and they know your goals. They understand how much it goes into. Because you train, how often, like how many days a week do you train?
5, I guess, 4 or 5, usually, yeah.
And like
maybe 3.
What? 3, really? And like 2-hour sessions?
3, I would say more 2.5 or 3 hours.
Whoa, those are huge.
There's a lot of talking.
Hanging out. Okay.
I probably could do it in 2, but gotta have fun.
Nice. So, do you train with your boyfriend? Like, is he your chief training partner?
Yeah. Well, usually, and it depends because we are both students, and it depends on how much work we have to do and stuff like that. Since he's coaching me now, I always discuss my training with him every day. So that discussion is always going on. Well, he has the same intensity as I have when training, so I'm very inspired by him, of course, and he has the university studies of sports performance behind him, so I trust his competence. So
okay,
and he's been doing this for, I think, since he was like 6 years old.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Soccer, track and field, and powerlifting. So I trust his judgment. So yeah, absolutely.
Does he handle you at your meet?
Did I even answer your question? No, I don't think.
Yeah. I think you did. Yeah, you did. You did. Does he? Randy was just saying. Does he handle you at meets, or do you have like who handles you at meets, and at the Worlds too? Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Sweden team has 2 designated coaches, Carolina Arvidsson and Maskot Ahlqvist. So that is for the board, I don't know what you call it, to decide who has that job. But the past 3 competitions internationally I've been at, it's been Maskot Ahlqvist who helped me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would be. I guess if he trains with you and programs, he really has a really good idea of where your capabilities are. And he knows if you're getting close to the limit, if you got a lot more in the tank. It helps, right? Yeah.
It also, I think, helps any coach that my numbers are so high in training that I usually know, it's not a lot of guesswork.
Yeah.
I know done, and I'm usually about capable of doing it again if I've done training. So
do you like to go heavy in training, like in terms of heavy singles and stuff?
Well, I love it, but I mean, I have to hold back as well, naturally. There needs to be some kind of plan too, some build up as well. But during tapering, I like to make sure that I've tried some of the numbers I want to do in the meet at least a few times.
Yeah. What do you think, looking at this year that's passed, we asked pretty much everybody we interview, what do you think was the biggest event in powerlifting in general? If you had to pick one event that you're like, whoa.
Wow. Okay, for me personally, I don't know if it's for the sport, but for me personally, it was seeing Ana Rosa Castellan at the Worlds in Texas.
Yeah.
In competing in the minus 84 kilo class.
And that came right down to the last deadlift, right?
Yes.
You know
I think she bombed her second.
Yeah.
And then raced it for the third. She got it and she won. So, well, she's been a huge inspiration to me as well. So I was really happy for her.
Yeah.
Seeing her win that gold.
You know what? Give me your opinion on this, okay? But there are some people who think that she failed her second on purpose so that the other woman wouldn't go too heavy on her third, thinking, oh, I got this. And then she rose her third going, I played you. Come out and hit it. What do you think? Do you think that'd be if that's the truth? That's crazy smart and really risky. But that's an amazing story if it's true.
Well, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it says that she's a very experienced lifter, so I guess she would be able to do it, I suppose. But didn't it look pretty shaky in the second and the third?
The third was for sure shaky.
The convulsions that you get when you're close to your max.
Yeah, the third absolutely was a fight. There's no question.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, you hear rumors
because she would have gotten the silver anyway, wouldn't she? So
yeah,
I suppose when you're going for a gold.
She was going for that gold. Yeah.
Yeah, you're all in anyway. So
she was all in. She's a lion. She's going out with a fight. And that third deadlift was like a crazy big pull. Yeah, her hips shook like she was dancing on that platform. It was good, yeah.
Amazing. I think the roof raised a bit from the audience.
It was a big one. Yeah, I can agree with her. And so now she moved up a weight class, and she was in your weight class previously, right?
I think she moved up because she was coaching the 63 weight class. That competed at the same time as the 72.
Yeah.
So she had to step in as a coach.
Yeah.
Therefore, she was in the 84 because she weighed in at 74 kilos, I think, or something like that.
So that's why she moved up? That's a hell of a coach. I'll take one for the team. I'll move up. You're good. I'll move up a weight class. Like, wow. That's it worked out. All's well that ends well, right?
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't know her plans. I can't speak for her, but I don't think she's going up in the 84 permanently.
74 kilos really light for 84. But when you win one and now you're the champ, it's kind of tempting, right? It makes it big.
We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
So you were talking about how Raw really exploded with in Sweden. Is it really big in Europe? See, over here in North America, before the IPF went Raw, powerlifting was kind of like not even many people even knew powerlifting. And as soon as it went unequipped in Raw, boom, exploded over here in North America. Is that happening over there in Europe? Because we're told equipped is still pretty popular in Europe, right?
This is a bit embarrassing, but I don't know that much about equipped. So I don't keep myself updated with that positive source.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's. I think it's kind of decreasing in numbers of competitors. I think.
Yeah.
But also, I think if you look at the female section of lifters. That seems to be a big reason why it's been exploding as well.
Oh, for sure. Oh, heck yeah. There's a
lot more people doing it. So
yeah, for sure. And the talent pool is so much bigger now.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
so many more people powerlifting nowadays.
Yeah, and I guess if you don't use equipped, you can just. Since I never used equipped, I'm talking about something I don't know here, so you have to. Excuse me for that, but I suppose you need a team around you in a different way.
Yeah, to help you wrap your knees, get your shirt on, stuff like that.
Yeah, so easier for people who've just been going to the gym to get into the sport.
Yeah, the Raw is a lot easier to get into. It's expensive to get into the equipped.
Like, you got to spend money.
You got to spend a lot more money.
You got to find a team. You got to learn the equipment. There's barriers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you live in a country like Sweden, where in the northern parts where the clubs are far from each other, that could be a big problem for some people, I guess.
Yeah. That's true. Just take a look at some of our questions. You got any there, Randy, that you want to? Oh, here's a question I got. Do you do any partial movements where you I've seen you deadlift from blocks. Do you do often block pulls, partials for bench press where you do like to boards and stuff like that?
Yeah, the reason I've been doing block pulls is mostly because I wanted to hold more weight in my hands.
It makes sense.
And I think I'm doing them wrong.
Why do you say that?
Well, because I don't know if you've seen my starting position in the deadlift. I move up and down with my legs a bit.
Yeah.
And when it gets heavy in the block pulls, I do the same. So I guess I start lifting at the wrong position. So I don't really get that complementary exercise that I should be getting, because I'm just doing like a short deadlift and stuff.
It does change up because it's the equivalent of starting at your knees, and you do that hip pump to get it off the floor. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's different.
I should be doing it right by starting from a stiff position, I suppose, because I find that block pulls are more difficult than deadlift. So I guess that is probably my weaker point, the lockout.
Yeah. And do you do boards for bench press?
No, I don't. I've been thinking about adding some blocks to my bench for the lockout. The squat, I don't use any partial movements at all. I just squat.
Yeah. Okay, that was my other question, is if you did any partials or squats. Not even just to feel a lot of weight on your back, no?
I did it once 2 years ago, or 2 times. I went out with the 210 kilos and just did some quarter squats to feel how. Yeah. It felt amazing, of course.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that was intriguing for the equipped future of my lifting. But I also got some pain in my neck afterwards, so I don't know if maybe it was a too heavy load.
Yeah.
I guess. I haven't been doing it since. I don't feel like I need it really, because I haven't really hit a plateau yet in any of my 3 lifts, thankfully. But I guess it will come sooner or later, and then I'll have to start looking at these things more closely.
Yeah, very true.
Do you think social media has a positive or negative effect on powerlifting?
Good question. Mostly positive, I think. Speaking of, if we want more members to the community, it's definitely inspiring. And the more you see something, I guess the more you want to do it, I suppose.
Who do you follow on social media?
Everyone, I guess.
Is there anybody you find exciting to watch, man or woman, or do you follow mostly people in your weight class?
Yeah.
No, both. But I guess I mostly find it interesting to watch people who train with sort of the same intensity as I do.
Yeah.
Because it's relatable, and I like to see emotion and passion in lifting, and the more people, if people show that on social media, I think that's great, I think.
Yeah. Is there anyone in particular that you like to follow on social media that inspires you?
Yeah, well, we were talking about Kimberly here, of course.
Yeah.
And Rosa as well. I also like to follow, like Brett Gibbs. I like how he's very, educational, the way he structure. Top of my mind that I can think of.
Because one thing that's
I follow every IPF lifter that
has
an Instagram. So.
Yeah. Because a lot of people too, they start like scouting. If you know you got a competition coming up, everybody does it. You'll check on the Instagram, like, where are they at?
Yeah.
How are they doing? So sometimes you got to be careful what you put on there because somebody's watching. Kimberly actually said she checks everybody's Instagram leading into a competition. She probably checks you.
Probably checking her. So
that's right. That's right. There you go. Fair.
Usually, the months or weeks leading up to meet, I start to get more careful for my own sake, so that I don't, like bury myself in other people's results.
Yeah.
They are usually some difficult weeks for me mentally. Like I get pretty stressed out, and the focus needs to be really, really clear for me.
Yeah.
So.
And here's another thing.
I think it's a balance, like inspiring or depressing.
Yeah.
Or inspiring or intimidating.
It can intimidate you. And here's another thing. A lot of times, too, we've talked about it. Some people do certain things in the gym, but that's before they cut weight. That's before like a lot of things. So it doesn't like it can be a whole different ballgame once you hit the platform. And you could intimidate yourself needlessly, right? It's different. So sometimes it's better just don't even worry about that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got any more questions, Randy?
Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Sponsors, anyone like that you'd like to say thank you to?
Oh yeah, you got sponsors you want to say thanks to, or anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, sure. I have the best sponsor.
I bet you do.
They are, though. They are.
Okay.
It's a Swedish brand, so I don't think they do international shipping, but if there are any Swedes watching, they know. I only train in, it's the only brand I have, Tingere. It says Tingere on every t-shirt I wear on Instagram.
Okay.
So it's not a secret that I am very fond of my sponsor.
And do you do any online coaching yourself?
No, I've been getting a lot of questions lately. I think because my Instagram is getting bigger, so that's natural that people are contacting me, but I don't feel like I have the experience for that yet, so I'm just doing the declining.
Yeah. Do you think you will? You think you might in the future, in like a couple of years maybe, or?
Yeah, sure. Well, when I'm helping friends, I mean, I really, really like it. I love to see other people lift and give their all. And I like to talk about lifting. I like to talk about myself lifting.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I would like to, get good at explaining to other people. But I feel like I have some more trial and errors to do before I can tell other people what to do. So,
and that's super refreshing because, like, you've broken world records, got gold medals at the IPF Worlds in the squat, and you see other people have like 2 powerlifting competitions and then post, "I'm taking on clients." Who wants it, right?
Yeah, well, it's you can have some opinions about that. They might be talented at, like delivering the knowledge.
That's true too.
That's a talent too.
Yeah.
We have some people at our club that are really, really good at explaining to beginners what to do.
Yeah.
Because I get frustrated. Like, can't you just pull harder?
Really?
Yeah. But,
okay.
that's a different talent, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, unless is there anything else you'd like to throw out there yourself?
Well, I've been talking a lot about the expectations I had about myself my first year.
Yeah.
And we were talking about beginners now. I guess I'd just like to say that maybe a little more patience and try to have fun would be a good tip for everyone.
That's not a bad tip at all.
Into powerlifting.
And focus on yourself a lot more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Much appreciated. You're a really good interview. Your English is good. Your English is really good.
Thank
you. Yeah. Oh, no need for an interpreter.
Words are really hard. Like my tongue feels like it's twisting itself.
Really? Yeah. Oh, we can't even tell. It was really good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and we'll be in contact. Good luck with your next competition and at the World Championships.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, she was. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that she's very humble.
Yeah.
Extremely humble.
What I liked about that interview was she really enjoys powerlifting. Like the pressure of powerlifting isn't on her as much as just enjoying doing it, and you wonder.
And that's refreshing.
You wonder why. Maybe that's why she's so good. Is because she's not putting the pressure on. She's going out and just loving life.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And it's like because you talk to other powerlifting champions, and they're extremely competitive, like uber competitive, and you get the feeling when she's just walking in there, just like she'll probably get the most out of herself because she takes that stress off, right?
Yeah.
In terms of like,
and I mean, she's not doing the coaching, she's not doing the stuff, so she gets to compete just in powerlifting.
Yeah.
Like she's taken all that other stuff off her and focused on her her schooling and then her. That's amazing.
That's how you got to approach it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy how the more interviews we do, the more you see a huge contrast in people.
Yeah.
In their styles and how they approach the game and everything.
Yeah.
She was very humble and laid back.
Yeah, and super. Like I said, it was refreshing to see because she was just loving life. Like
you know what? It's crazy because if you watch her videos on Instagram, she's a freaking intense. I thought she was like she grinds her teeth.
Oh yeah, you grind the teeth. You see her screaming and hollering through squats.
Yeah,
like
let's go. Yeah, like it's. So I thought she was gonna be intense, but she was laid back. Yeah. Although she did say she's like, man, if I was coaching you, man, I get frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? But
I can see that with some people though too. It's what she said, and I believe that it is part of delivery, right? Like some people can be coaches, some people can be lifters, some people can't be both. Like And I think with her intensity and what she does, she just expects more from people. Like she's probably telling them, quit your whine and just lift that shit.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's what she does.
Yeah.
And also, like, look, I want to explain this 3 ways from Saturday. Just get it done because she learned very, very quickly. Like within 3 years, and that's insane.
But that might be hard to coach too, because when you have some people that work their ass off to get to a certain point or to get the form down, and then you have someone like her who comes in 1 year in and starts smoking national records and world records, like
world records 2 years in
with a broken rib and then 2. Like, that's crazy.
I love how she fluffed that up. I had a broken rib, I just took a silver.
Yeah.
Like, damn, man, what are you, a boxer?
Yeah, broken rib, and then a couple months later I broke the other rib.
It is what it is. And she's also, so she kind of like she bigs up Kimberly, and you got it. Kimberly's a freaking legend, but she is like well, I guess because she's 27, right? So looking ahead to the future, she's definitely got to be thinking she could be in line for a gold medal. Eventually, Kimberly can't be champ forever.
Well,
but
we don't know.
Powerlifting,
we don't know. David Riggs, like I keep saying, David Riggs, we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Kimberly is. She's not slowing down.
I was just going to say, she's not slowing down. I mean,
she's 37, 38 in powerlifting. You're still a kid. She's
getting close to rolling up on Masters, but I don't think she has any intentions of doing it. You know, if she does, she'll still be smashing open records, so it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, she won't do Masters until she's forced into it. I don't think she could easily, like Jen Thompson's 43, winning the Open, and she's not going to go to Masters. She doesn't have to. But she's also a telltale warning of, you don't know. Like, she's 27, and it's like, okay, looking ahead, I could be, move into this position. The thing is, like, looking ahead, who knows when another Isabella Fuentes jumps out of nowhere, Von Weissenberg, jumps out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it's like, who's this person? Like, she came in within 3 years smashing world records. Who's to say 3 years from now there's not another Isabella Von Weissenberg who just emerges from the pack?
We see some of them 72 juniors flying through there last year and clean. I mean, there's one from Canada that's coming through. Jessica Butner.
Yeah.
She's coming through, and I mean, none of her lifts are small. Like, she's coming in, she's got a big dead, she's got a hefty squat. And,
this is where we get to be a little biased, but she's this isn't even biased.
No.
She's the world champion 72.
At 21.
At 21, so she's young.
2 years left in juniors to get her numbers up and see where she goes. So
she's going to hit the ground running.
If she stays with it, I mean, and stays in that weight class, I definitely think when she hits 20 in her mid 20s, there's some people going to keep an eye on her.
We got to get Jessica in here, and she's a deadlifter too.
Yeah.
Was her world record? No, it wasn't open. It was a junior world record. Kimberly's got that open world record.
She had a junior world record of 455 pounds.
Yeah,
but I mean, her squat was sitting just under 400 pounds. Her bench was just under 2. Like,
she's 21.
21. Like, those are competitive numbers for even the open.
Talking about cutting weight, you seen how much weight Jessica Butner? She's a huge 72. She's jacked. Ripped up. She was ripped up,
but she was jacked at 170 some pounds.
Yes,
20 pounds 4 weeks out, and
she had abs. She had abs 20 pounds over.
Yeah.
So she's like, we got to actually get her on here and see how she does her water.
Yeah.
Because she obviously does the water well, because she performed and won the IPF World Championship.
And not only that, but like, I mean, we follow her on Instagram. We've seen some of her stuff, but I mean, it doesn't look like she eats what she wants, does what she wants. I'm sure she really starts tracking and doing things coming into it, but
yeah. Well, so
that 20-pound cut when she showed that was amazing. Like,
I was shocked, man.
8 weeks or 4 weeks or something.
And 20-pound cut for her size. Like, if you're 220, you cut 20 pounds
and break records.
Yeah. Like, and had a wicked day. It wasn't like cut 20 pounds, had a shitty day.
I remember watching her deadlift when she walked out there. She smiled at the crowd, reached down and pulled it. Like, and I remember you commentating saying, I wonder if she's going to do small jumps here, because I think her opening deadlift was 100 pounds over almost everyone else's opening.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane, the difference.
Yeah. And I'm going to give props right now. You said, there's a girl down there, there's a Canadian, watch out for her, Jessica Butner. And I was like, all right, whatever. I wasn't super watching. And then I texted you right after she won the World Championships, and I was commentating, like, dude, there's a girl down here, Jessica Butner. You're like, no shit, man. I told you, watch out.
Well, it was funny because I was watching and I seen it, like, her second competition, she broke every national junior record in Canada. Her second for all 3 lifts. She took it. And then her third attempt on her deadlift would have been a world record attempt, but it wouldn't have counted because it was only a national event. but she pulled it to her knees, and I'm like, for sure she's going to pull this in Worlds. If she got it that far, 6 months later, she's pulling this.
Their progress is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It'll be, this is a few years down the road, but when Jessica rolls up,
if she decides to stay in juniors, that's the thing too. I mean, she could be the next John Hack.
Yeah,
screw it.
A lot of these people are like, no, man, it's right now. I'm ready now.
Yeah,
I don't gotta wait. And especially if you already won the juniors.
Yeah,
and you're looking up.
Won the juniors and broke records. I mean, what do you got left? Like, I mean, Hack knew when he went in there, he had no competition.
And if he won the juniors, he's not the John Hack we're talking about now.
No,
winning the Open is so much bigger than winning the juniors, obviously.
Yeah.
But the only reason why I think she might stay juniors, fucking Kimberly Walford. That's intimidating. You're walking in there with Mike Tyson. You might, like if she waits, Kimberly's. I'm thinking she's born in '78. I think she's 1 year older than me. I'm aging myself right now. But so if she waits, she's 21. She's got another 2 years in the juniors. Comes in when Kimberly's 40. She might be like, hey, maybe now the queen's ready to be taken.
And it makes me wonder with these two here that we both interviewed is that I wonder if Butner is on their radar. Like, I wonder if they're keeping an eye on her. I mean,
Kimberly didn't say nothing, but she's competitive.
Yeah, neither one of them has said anything, but I mean, I'm sure they looked at her at 21 years old and went, huh. Like, she's putting up some solid numbers. And Butner is a deadlift girl. I mean, she's a deadlifter. Her subtotal is there, but she's a deadlifter.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's the big lift. No, I'd be shocked. Like, for sure, Kimberly said, like all your other competitors, like you might not. She's a couple of years off, so she's maybe not like worried about or anything, but she's aware. I'm sure, like when you go to the Worlds and you're in the Open, you're gonna look. Wow, what did the juniors hit? How close are they? Is there somebody? Oh, she's 21. She's probably like you're going to be aware.
Well, there's definitely you see some of these juniors coming through that are hitting numbers. I mean, like that Joseph Penna hitting an 800-pound squat at 17. I mean, you got to keep an eye on some of these guys and girls coming through. So
and even the freaking Masters, man. You got people like David, not just David Rickson. He's turned into our George Foreman, where you use him as a barometer, like this guy. But there's other people like Jen Thompson, 43. Yeah. She like the hell with the Masters. I'm competing in the Open because I can.
Well, I mean, best pound for pound bench in the world. I mean, I seen her Instagram the other day. She posted like 15 certificates she got for different bench press things. Like, you know,
she's probably the best bencher, man or woman.
Got to be pretty up
damn up there, and she's in the discussion. Yeah, no, I was impressed. Isabella, and also she was a little hesitant about English. Man, I didn't see
it was good.
No half stepping with that.
No,
she speaks better English than I do.
Yeah, probably better than both of us. But she was what I liked. I said was just she was so happy. Like you can tell she loves it. And I mean, I guess I would too. 3 years in breaking world records. I mean,
how better are you going to be? You haven't gone through any better times yet, man. She's got the whole world in front of her. Yeah. She was living. Try this. This sounds like fun. I broke a world record. How do you like that?
Yeah, my trainer said I need to pass you on because I can't spot you.
Yeah, no shit.
That's pretty good. She was tiny.
Yeah, and Isabella, I think it probably helps huge that her boyfriend's actually into powerlifting more than just into, but they train. I know, like I can speak for myself. I date a girl who I coach, and she's into powerlifting. She's my macro coach. I'm her powerlifting coach, and freaking we go home, we talk about our lifts. Yeah. We have workout dates at the gym. Like it's huge, man. And before that, several relationships. Let me just talk like I'm a player here for a second, but no, but honestly, you get in relationships where it's not. Like you don't have that. They respect that you're a powerlifter, but they're not powerlifters. And it only goes so far till it's like you're always at the gym. You're freaking whatever. It becomes issues. And it becomes conflicting, and that's huge to have that.
Well, we've had this conversation before. Even powerlifting or not, if they don't understand passion, then they'll never get it. I mean, it is great to have somebody that's in there with you, but I mean, it's also just somebody understanding a passion.
Have a passion. I don't understand somebody who doesn't have a passion.
Yeah.
You don't got a passion. It's not inspiring to me, and you probably don't get it. You could say, no, I get it, until you're like 6 months deep. No, you don't get it. Then I don't get you either.
Yeah.
How do you not have any passion? Whereas, and you know, this is starting to be a bit of a trend too. Maybe we could ask future interviews, but her boyfriend powerlifts. Obviously, Micah's dating Steph F, who's a beast herself. We didn't even ask Kimberly or Brendan.
But the thing is, I wonder though, I wonder if some of these people like. With Isabella, she does it because she loves it, and she has there's definitely a passion. She enjoys it. She has fun with it, whatever else. But a lot of the other people we're interviewing are making a career of it because they're going to get into the programming, they're going to get into the stuff, and is that added pressure to be the best so that you can toss.
You're living the
so you can have to charge the most for your programs. I mean, like it's all elite stuff, right? So if that's a lot of pressure besides just being the best.
That's another thing where Isabella. That's why, man, she's got a good attitude.
Yeah,
she doesn't have like her. She's a student going to school, so she's not telling herself, "Powerlifting, this is where I'm going to make my money." She's not telling herself like.
Well, she'll have her own pressures. I mean, going to school and trying to get in lifting. I mean, that's got to be a lot.
But in terms of balancing, for sure. Yeah. I just mean in terms of I need this because with this comes this paycheck. Or with this comes, like, I got X amount of people I'm coaching, and there's expectations in that. She just had the expectations she puts on herself. I think that's why she's... And the fact that the door swung open for her in this sport, she's smashing records so quickly.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you look at this, knock on wood, it's the injuries, right? Like, you could be the best of the best, but you suffer one severe injury, and you're out for a couple of years. You're off people's programs because you're not being, like... The best out there will still ask you for their programs. You know what I mean? The people that really want to go, but the people on that are just grabbing programs on Instagram and stuff.
Oh,
if you're not making a mark and you're not famous for that 1 minute, you're not selling a program.
For sure. You if you were the champ in like 2014, they're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Who the Conor McGregor? Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, exactly. That's
but it's true. Where it's literally like, who's the champ right now?
Yeah, who's the champ? I want his program. How did he get there? I want his program. That's what they're looking for. People are looking. It's to me, it's kind of an easy way out sometimes because you're thinking because no one program is going to work the same for everybody. You got to build it for that person. But.
Yeah. Especially also some coaches have certain methods that they love to use, and they're going to give it to all their clients. And if it doesn't necessarily work for you, that coach isn't for you, and that happens.
Yeah.
There are certain coaches where you could be like, they just straight up won't do. I don't like we know Kimberly was saying, I don't like doing sets over 6 or giving sets over 6. Some are like, hell yeah. You look at Jesse Norris or Joey Flex, and they're like. 8
volume.
Yeah, volume. Or like so it depends. And maybe you're like, I like volume. Or sometimes you're like, you know what? I find as though I need the weight on my back. I don't want the volume like that.
Well, sometimes you see a lot of people too is not just that, but like we always ask people about partials. Some people are like full range or nothing. They don't want to do they don't want to do partials. They don't want to I think they just don't want to work on something they feel like isn't exactly what they're heading towards, which is a full range of motion.
What Isabella said was true. Like for instance, a pull from the knees. By the time in your normal full range dead, when you pull from the ground, by the time it hits your knees, your body and what you're doing in that pull, in that phase of the pull, is completely different as if you start from the knees. When she was trying to say her hips go up, it's the hip pump to break inertia off the ground. Yes, you do that. But when the weight hits your knees, you don't re-hip pump it like it's already up there. But she's hip pumping to pull it from the blocks. Well, I understand where it's
I noticed
totally
Micah saying before, like I noticed on some of his, he said that it's harder for him to block pull than it is from the ground. He actually can pull less weight from a block pull than he can from the ground.
Yeah. Well, it feels awkward to do certain things. And then benching, some people, again, in terms of when the bar hits your chest, it's on a certain range of the arc. And when it's about 4 inches off your chest, it's on a different path of the arc. But when you throw a board in there and touch, shit's different. So when you pause it 2 inches up over, it feels different than when it goes all the way to the chest. So it's on the trajectory is different.
Well, it's body mechanics too, because people with that longer ROM, like the range of motion, you can definitely, the board presses are good, I believe, when you have a really short range of motion, like Owen Hubbard, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you get a 2-board press? Like, he can't even get a board in on his normal press. His range of motion is 4 inches. So I don't know if he would train with something like that, maybe at a different angle or less arch. Like, I don't know how he would do that. So
man, well, that's another guy who can have on here and ask him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta eat. I'm hungry as fuck.
That's fine.